Well, all right. It is Wednesday, May 1st. It's just after 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I am done for the day, ready to wrap it up. 3 in 1 today. A very odd, strange day for me in a lot of ways. Kind of don't know where to start off first, but I guess we'll get out of the way the big news is that, well, there's kind of a double-edged sword here. So the blown PA today, which is this account here, let's see, PA6. This is the trade that I took on the opening trade yesterday, and lost. That was the first time I lost the opening trade yesterday. And I thought this account blew up yesterday during that trade. But what actually happened was I had evaluation 36 that used to be on here as the leader account. It's a 50K account, and I had it trading 3 contracts. And when that account blew up, apparently it closed the trade on PA6, which I was only trading with 1 contract. So at the time that the trade actually closed yesterday, I still had about $660 or whatever it is in drawdown. I didn't realize it all of yesterday at all while I was on stream, while I did my review video. I even made a comment about, oh, I blew it up and I was above starting balance. Well, it turns out I was just above starting balance and I still had drawdown and the account was still alive. And I went on to Apex's website last night into the back office and the account was still there, and I was surprised because I was expecting it to be gone and just to see 2 PAs only. And so then when I was looking at it, I realized what happened. I didn't actually blow up the account yesterday. Well, today it's definitely blown up. I actually took this trade with my normal BS system. It's the only trade of the day that I actually took with my regular trading system, my scalping system. And that happened, ironically, to be the trade that I lost today. I won on the opening trade, and I won on the news trade. I don't ever take news trades on my evals, but I took one today, and that one was pretty tough, but I worked my way out of it and ended up getting a win after it went against me. We'll talk about that. And then I took my last trade, my 4th trade, was just to try to pass an evaluation. So as you can see here, evaluation 34, 10 days traded, past 26,520. And I only needed like $36, or no, I needed $16 to pass this evaluation today. And so because I lost this one, it was kind of my goal of the day to finish out trading this account and trying to pass it to just replace this account. So when tomorrow starts, it's the same as when I started today, essentially. I'll have 3 PAs, and it'll be like this blow up never happened. The only thing that happened today was I locked in the fact that I lost $159.40. Now, I thought I lost this account yesterday already. So when I lost this one, I really didn't feel bad about it at all. I was like, okay, it was kind of like, it felt like a second chance, a lottery ticket. I took the trade within my system. It didn't work. Went against me. I blew up the account. So I lost a total of $159.40. That's the amount that it cost me to acquire the PA, which was a 1 month fee on the evaluation that I passed in the first month in this case, and then the $130 lifetime PA fee. So, and in this account, you can see, well, I traded over 20 days. I forget how many days, but it was over, I think I went over it yesterday. I traded over 3 months already. So I definitely saved money by doing the lifetime fee. And that's why I'm going to continue doing lifetime fees until I see a reason why I'm going through accounts faster than what makes sense for a lifetime fee. But right now I'm saving money doing it that way. So all in all, I look at today like a green day. PA7, I got a win. PA7 is the account that was down to under $200 in drawdown. Well, I've now I traded this one on the opening trade. So 1 contract, I made $106. And now I'm at $1,050 in drawdown. So I've been slowly trying to bring it back, resurrect it. And, it's got a real shot. Maybe I can get it there one day to a payout. No trade still again on PA8. Just no opportunity today. And the way the day was, I was kind of happy to not have the pressure on me on that account. But yeah, today just feels like a green day. This PA doesn't even matter that I blew it up. It was already like it was gone yesterday to me, so I don't feel like I lost something today. And I already replaced it. So tomorrow starts off a new day with a new account, and I just have to make 1,500 on it to get a payout, or 1,600. So that's what the goals will be, getting payouts. But let's get into the trades. I do have to get out of here as quick as I can, and I got to take care of my daughter who's homesick again. So I need to take over for my wife who needs to get to work. So let's get into the trades here. All right, so what we're looking at here is the 1 minute chart. This is the chart that I use to trade the open, and you'll see here that I got entered here right at the bottom of this candle, right at the bottom of this bar. Now, I was trying to play it pretty safe because I've been too tight. So I was trying to be outside of this, and I was looking at like, I want to be outside of that, I wanted to be outside of that, I wanted to be outside of that, and I even wanted to be outside of that. So there was kind of a lot of levels. I thought I put it wide enough. Maybe I should have been even a little wider. I don't know, but it ticked me into the trade and immediately shot up against me. And I just had flashbacks of yesterday and thought to myself, wow, am I going to really get 2 losses in a row on the opening trade after I went 12-0 before that? And I was in this trade for 3 contracts on evaluation 37 and 2 contracts on evaluation 33 and 1 contract on PA7. So even with 3 contracts, I was able to survive this push up. And then the next bar, you can see it immediately went back in my favor, and I was able to scalp out of the trade for the 22 ticks that I go for. If you had more contracts, you got burned today. I saw if you had 5 contracts, you got burned today. You lost. And I'm not sure if 4 would have survived, but 3 contracts definitely survived, because that's what I did. 2 contracts had plenty of room, not even close to getting taken out of the trade. Obviously, 1 contract, same story, and the 22 ticks was no problem. So I know there's someone out there streaming the open trade, and they go for they do 5 contracts and they go for less ticks, 15 ticks. I actually think that they are making the probability of the trade working less. Their theory is that the trade should work right away, and if it doesn't work right away, then it's not a good trade, and or your entry wasn't a good entry. I actually disagree. I like Alpine's way. Less contracts makes the probability higher because you have more room if the trade goes against you. You have the ability to withstand the move against you and potentially still get out of the trade. And this is an example on 3 contracts that's exactly what happened. And I think that's why Alpine's trade is such a high probability, is the way he trades it. It's more than just his entries, and it's more, it's just his whole style of trading. It's that he's willing to risk the account. There's no stop on the trade. He's not going to, he took a stop yesterday. He might have actually got out of the trade for break even or slightly green yesterday if he didn't just stop himself out of the trade immediately. Today's another example. I think he survived it. I didn't check out his video yet, but I heard that he survived the trade today. And I'm not surprised because he trades less contracts. When you have less contracts, the drawdown, works in your favor, that you have a lot of cushion, that if it does happen to go against you, you still have a chance. Whereas if it goes against you and you have 5 or more contracts, just one push like this bar is 128 ticks. Just this one push, you get entered here and it pushes 128 ticks in the other direction, you get blown out of the trade, while the rest of us have a chance to survive and live on. So even if you're going for less ticks, it's actually not making the trade safer. The safer trade is less contracts, because that's how you blow up the account. And then the amount of ticks, it's actually probably safer to go for more than 22 ticks and just have less contracts. That's how I would do it. But that's just me. Anyway, so that was the first trade of the day. And then moving on here, I started my stream a little bit early, before 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And let's see here. I need to turn on the proper account to see the marks on this trade. Let's do that. Oh, so going back on the first trade, so I made $212 on evaluation 33, which is now, depending on how many contracts I play, 3 or 2, either 1 or 2 trades away on the open from passing. And I traded the open on evaluation 37, 3 contracts, made $318, as well as on PA7, played the open, 1 contract, made $106. So you can see that there. So moving on, trade 2, I noticed there was news at 6:45. I wasn't ready to consider trading that, and there wasn't really much that happened there. But I wanted to trade the 7 o'clock news, which seemed like it would be a little bit more interesting, which is the Jolt's job opening. It seems to usually move. And this was a really interesting trade. I really, for quite a bit of the time in the trade, thought I was going to lose this trade. And it ended up working out. So I played it like the opening range, essentially. And what I was trying to do was be in for the breakout above these bars, but I wanted to have enough room to be out before the high of these. This is pretty interesting. If I look at the bodies here, it's almost a perfect touch, slightly further. So my idea was to try to be out of this trade before kind of this point. And I kid you not, from where my entry was, it went all the way up here immediately. My take profit was 1 tick higher than where this bar is. So if we look here, my entry, my entry was 17,490, and I needed 22 ticks, and the bar went to 495.50. So it went 5.5 points, which is, what is that? 5.5 from my entry. So 90. Here comes my math. I'm so tired. Can I even do the math? Let me think real quick. Okay, yeah, 5.5 points is 22 ticks exactly. So it literally went exactly 22 ticks. It touched my order, and you can see this on the live stream because I traded this trade live. So go back and check out the live stream. I live stream every day at 10 Eastern. But this touched my order, needed it to just tick through one more tick to fill the order, and it didn't. It didn't fill the order, and then went all the way back against me. And I was like, oh man. And then all this happened. It was working against me, and it just felt like I was going to end up losing the trade. I did add a number of times. So the same trade, I added once here. I scalped out here. So you can see I scalped out for about 5 points there. And then I added again here as it was working against me. And I scalped out here. That was another 5.25 point scalp. And then I added here, which was a bit dangerous. Didn't pull back too far, luckily, because if it pulled back much further, I would have been in trouble. And I was able to scalp out here. So I picked up another 4.75 points, it looks like, on that scalp. And then fortunately enough, it ended up coming it back all the way up here. Now you can see my exit was less than my original exit needed to be. And that's because of all those scalps I did, that I didn't need it to go as high to get a good profit. So if you look at evaluation 38, I was just going for $212 for all my extra trouble having to work out this trade when it went against me. I was able to make $371. And that's kind of like the exact example of the opening trade, and why I don't think it's really a good idea to trade extra contracts. Just trade 1 or 2 or 3 contracts, keep it simple. And if the trade works against you, look at how much room I had for this trade to work against me, where I was able to bring it back. My entry was all the way up here. It went all the way down here. I mean, the low of this is 17,425.75, and my entry again was 17,490. So you can just see how far it went against me and how much room I had, and being able to scalp out 1 contract at a time and work on the trade, I was able to come out with an even better profit. I didn't need to fulfill my initial take profit target, and I was able to get out with a win. So that's using the account and be willing to lose the account, that it afforded me the ability to take a losing trade and turn it into a winning trade at the end of the day. So, you know, can kind of apply that to the open trade if, you know, if you're willing to risk your account. Let's look at trade number 3 real quick here. All right, so trade number 3, I took on PA6. This is the account that got blown up. You can see where I was in that news trade all through here. And then let me switch over to the account that I took this trade on. All right, so here we go. This was with my normal BS strategy. This was on a tick chart. It was the last tick chart I actually had that still didn't have any entries that lost. For anyone that's new, when I start my day, I look for different size tick charts where every second entry works for my profit target. And I try to take my trades on those charts only, just with the theory that if they're consistently working for my profit target, then that's the chart I want to trade on. And this chart, every single entry worked the whole session up until my first trade using the system and the first trade on the chart. And unfortunately, I got the loss here. There's not much to this, really. I mean, I don't mind the trade. If I was actually kind of thinking about things here, you know, I guess being rejected at the opening price here and being rejected here, maybe it could have made me think like, okay, we're just not going higher, and so don't take the trade. But it was, like I said, my system is, the chart was working, every entry had worked. And what I liked about this trade was it was off of key level for me. So this yellow line is the previous day's low, as you can see here. And so I liked trading off that level. I liked being above my 21 EMA. And so usually when you get a bounce like that, like this was clearly kind of like another support level right here. So, you know, kind of like 3 levels of support between the white line, the yellow previous day low, and the EMA. So because of all that, it's a black and white trade for me. I took the trade. It literally ticked me in and went immediately against me. Usually I have my stop here. That's traditionally how I've been trading it. It's kind of like a leftover rule from max price action trading system. But I decided that, you know, I'm willing to risk the accounts and try to work out of a trade if I get an opportunity. There was just no opportunity to work out of this. I was hoping that one of these levels would save me, but really with only $600 a drawdown, slightly more, you know, what I was really hoping was that maybe it would just tick me out and then bounce. It didn't happen. Like I talked about earlier, I already felt like the account was lost yesterday. So it was kind of like, you know, a free play on a pinball machine or something, you know, an extra ball. You know, it didn't really make me feel any sort of way. Accepted the loss and moved on. And what I knew was I had this account that was only $16 away, and it was the same size account. So it became kind of my mission and hope to be able to pass that account before I was done for the day. Because my daughter is homesick, that became a challenging thing to do because she kept coming in and wanting to play with me and hang out with me. And so basically after my last trade, you can see that this is the trade that lost all the way back here. I was thinking about taking a long kind of in this area. I thought the measured move would happen, but I also was expecting a retest of the low here. So I was kind of conflicted. I stayed out of it. And then once it reached the measured move, I was talking about in my live stream that if it can't really push through the previous day low, then maybe that's where we'll get the retest of this low that I was expecting. And, you know, I was just a little bit, if you go back to my live stream, I was a little bit unsure because we already had this low and a new low from that. So sometimes when you get a new low off of a new low, you know, it might not need to do it again. Now, I also talked about for the last couple of days that my theory was that we would retest this low. So when we were up here, I was kind of thinking, okay, well, there's a first entry short. Maybe there'll be a second entry short, and we'll work our way back down to the bottom here and retest this, which is what it looks like it's trying to do, right? So having said all that, I was looking to see if there was a short here. There was kind of a potential short up here I could have taken that, I think it was here. Maybe it's over here that I'm thinking of. But when this started moving back down, I was looking for opportunity to get in short, and all I needed was a few ticks. I put in an order for 8 ticks. I really only needed like 5, I guess, since I made 36 ultimately on 8 ticks. But I was looking for a way to get in here, and then my daughter came in somewhere around here. I suspect if I was able to still be trading in this area, when this made this push down, I probably would have entered the short, just knowing my target was at least this red line, the low of the session. Would have worked pretty easily. Missed the opportunity. And then I came back, was expecting the second leg. And then in here, or actually, I don't think I was back during any of this. I think all this I was with my daughter. This was kind of going back and forth. And this would have been a good area to try to scalp, put a limit order at the bottom, try to buy it, and try to just get, the 8 ticks I was looking for. Would have worked in there. I wasn't here yet. And so then by the time I was back, I kind of saw one leg down, and I measured and was expecting a second leg down with kind of a theory that maybe we'd still get a retest of the low, considering my bigger picture viewpoint was bearish. And you can see this is the live market now. So it still hasn't reached this low. But if you go back and check out my live stream, you'll see, let's see here. Let's move this. So this was my 4th trade of the day. And make this a little bit bigger so we can see. And let me switch accounts so I can show the marks. All right, so here I had a working theory that there could be a potential for a second leg down. I drew this because there's kind of like a level support here. And then at this point, I was kind of like looking at it like, okay, well, this is kind of like the level of support ultimately. And what I was following was, even though I'm not trading my usual system, I was still trading kind of with price action in mind, right? So I saw a first attempt to go higher, and then above this green bar, there was a second attempt to go higher. And I was talking about it in my live stream. I was saying, okay, what's going to happen here? Are the bears going to get trapped here and it's going to go the other way? Or what? And what I was thinking in my mind was, this is a second entry, a second attempt to go long. And so when I saw this tick in for a second attempt to go long and then immediately reverse and reject, to me, I looked at it like a rejection off of the previous support becoming resistance. And so I put a stop order down here as it was rushing down. And it's just to get 8 ticks. And I figured the bulls thought they were trapping the shorts, and then the bulls ended up getting trapped themselves. And so I was just taking advantage of that and the momentum, and I figured I could get 8 ticks. Turned out to be more than I really needed to pass the account. I only needed $16. I got $36, and I passed the account. And so that was a nice way to cap off the day, replacing the PA account that I lost. And so, yeah, while I technically lost 100 and let's see, what was it again? Let's bring all this stuff back. All right, so yeah, so even though I technically lost this $159.40 combined fees for being able to acquire that PA account, I've now replaced it with a full drawdown. And it was only after yesterday's loss, the account that I lost today was only $200 above the starting balance. So now I'm at, I'll be at starting balance again tomorrow on a brand new PA, which will be PA 9, and I'll have the full drawdown. And so I'm right back in the game, right exactly where I was, 3 PAs in play. And with now 2 more evaluations right on the cusp of potentially passing. Those are 50Ks. So, we'll see if I can get those passed. I'd really like to get them passed to have another 50K or 2 in the rotation. I was hoping to have 6 PAs coming up. I'll only have 5. And then in the meantime, I did buy 3 new evaluations on what I thought was going to be the last day of the 80% yesterday. And so, we can see that I made some progress on 2 of the 3 today. And I'm just going to play these accounts pretty normally the way I've been doing it. I'm not going to try to pass in one day. I'm going to just try to trade them relatively normal and pass over time. And then I'm going to try to make my focus be my PA accounts and trying to hopefully finally get to a payout. That's the goal. It's a near-term goal. And then, I'll still be a little bit red even with a full 2K payout. And definitely red if a $1,500 payout. So I got to wrap this up. I got to take over for my wife and take care of my daughter so my wife can get to school, or my wife could get to work. But 80% discount was extended, so you can use this code or any other, but you got plenty of time all the way through the end of the month, end of May. And let's see here. I do stream live every day, 10 a.m. to approximately 12:30 Eastern. Typically, my daughter is going to be homesick all week, so it's challenging. And let's see here. I appreciate all the likes and subscribes. I did go over 100 subscribers I saw yesterday. So I really appreciate everyone that's been following me and joining me on my journey, and those that are interacting with me during the live stream. It's really fun. I appreciate that. And I just appreciate all the likes and subscribes and support out there that I'm getting. It seems like a lot of positivity, and it's awesome. And yeah, overall for the stats, I had the one loss on the opening trade. Now 13-1 overall, 93% with that one today. 3-1 for the day, 75%. So right about where I'm expecting to be with my 80% average. 5-2 for the week, 71%, a little bit under, and 205 wins, 47 losses, 81%. I was at 82% the previous few days, but that loss brought me down a little bit. So hopefully I could go on another little win streak. I think I was 26 or 27-0 before I picked up these couple losses now. So hopefully I could go on another nice win streak, and that'll lead to some payouts. And, we'll see if I do any more news events. I kind of feel somewhat comfortable trading them, but man, today's news event, one tick shy of just having the immediate profit target go to being in the trade for like a half hour was pretty brutal. But I'm glad it worked out. Got pretty lucky with the win. $371 on that one. So I think that covers it. Any questions, comments, feel free to comment in the comments and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, feel free to join me in the live stream. And I always try to talk to everyone who comments in there. And otherwise, I look at today as like a green day. It was a good day. All is good. I will continue tomorrow right where I left off today. All right, I said it all. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good trading day, good trading week so far, and I'll be back at it tomorrow.